All right. Questions for Jayson? Start with Mark D'Amico.
Hey, Jayson. Coach Stevens and Nick Nurse of the Raptors both talked about the fact that your guys' practice and the Raptors' practice, it took a long time to see you guys on the court be able to concentrate on the game of basketball. Because of everything that's going on, obviously, can you just speak to what the challenges that you guys are facing mentally to play this game while all of this outside stuff is going on that you guys are directly involving yourselves in and trying to make change?
Yeah, you could probably guess or imagine there's a lot been going on recently. It kind of made it difficult to focus on basketball. So it's just been a lot to process over this last week or so. And then on a much, I guess, less important scale, try to focus on basketball. I think we did a pretty good job today, just trying to regroup and refocus on the game tomorrow.
Abby Chin.
Jayson, I think the last time we spoke with you is the most vocal we've heard you on the social justice stuff. And I'm just wondering, for you personally, what has this sparked inside of you, I guess?
Just like everybody else, it's just a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings. Just kind of tired of it. And just knowing the voice and the platform that myself and a lot of other guys have to speak on things that a lot of other people feel that aren't in a position to be heard like we are.
Jared Weiss.
Jayson, there's been so much talk about trying to take action. Jalen's been talking a lot about things like qualified immunity. Do you feel like there's been maybe more, everybody getting on the same page about specific policy goals and specific things that you can achieve in the short term?
Yeah, I think the NBA, and obviously they had the meeting with the owners, and the NBA and the players, and when we come together, we're powerful. The things that we want to see change, we can play a big part in helping that process start. I think we've realized that, and the outside world has noticed that as well. How powerful we are when we all come together and fight for what we want to see change.
Question in person, Gary Washburn.
Some of the families are getting out of quarantine this weekend. Are you having family members come up, and how good would that be for you and some of the other guys to have family up here to make this a little bit more comfortable?
Yeah, I know some guys have their families here right now. They're getting out soon. My mom and Deuce still back in Boston, and hopefully we continue to move on later in the playoffs. They'll come, but we'll see.
Tom Westerholm.
Hey, Jayson, you mentioned how you guys have kind of been able to be really powerful together. And Jalen mentioned that you guys can always walk out again if that situation arises. Do you feel comfortable with the commitments that you did get from the Board of Governors in terms of, the voting and everything else?
Yeah, I feel very comfortable. Just a step in the right direction. Like we all say, it's not going to change overnight, but the more we can come together, and we're more powerful together than we are apart.
Sherrod Blakely.
Yeah, Jayson, obviously you guys, even before you got to the bubble, lots of issues involving systemic change that you guys brought to the forefront and tried to shine a light on. I'm just curious, while you guys are in the bubble and based on just the statement that the Players Association put out along with the NBA, civic engagement, voting rights was something that was obviously agreed upon and talked a lot about. Just curious, Jayson, why do you think that particular subject matter was what you guys all kind of agreed was the next step to leveling up in this discussion that you guys are having about systemic change?
Voting is at the top, and we just understand and look at the numbers on how many people didn't vote that were qualified to vote in the last election. you know, the percent of NBA players that didn't vote or aren't even registered to vote, you know, that's a big problem. And voter suppression is something that's real. And, you know, us trying to open up the arenas for voting booths is a big thing, because you understand that a lot of times in the Black and brown communities, you know, people have to wait 30 to an hour and a half to vote, which is extremely inconvenient. You know, where in other communities that's just not the case. So just you know, using our resources to get more access to things like that, and just to raise awareness on people to vote, and then first of all to get registered to vote, then to vote. I mean, that's how we're gonna make change.
All right, we'll wrap it up right there. Thanks, Jason. Thank you, everybody.